Hi everyone, my name is Morgan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that, I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest, but I've been watching a lot of eyeshadow palette declutters and I really do not want to get rid of any of my eyeshadow palettes. To be honest, even the ones I don't use too much, I don't want to get rid of them just because I don't know what to do with them. I don't want to cause any more waste or anything like that. I know they've been sitting here and I'm not using them, but I don't know how I feel about donating, how I would even go about that. I have no one to give them to, so I just kind of have them still. So basically I was just going to do like a hypothetical declutter with me. So a couple people do this. I'll put their names on the screen, honestly, if I remember them. Off the top of my head right now, I am not 100% sure who they are. But yeah, I was just going to go through and hypothetically like pick out which ones I would declutter, but they're still going to be staying here after this just because of my little dilemma I have here. Also, just a reminder, my shirt says, try a little bit of kindness. Good tip for everyone. But yeah, we're just going to jump right into this. Also, I know my last video, I believe, was like an eyeshadow palette collection video. I don't know how much my collection has changed, so this might be pretty repetitive, but I also think posted that video like 4 months ago, so it's been 4 months between. So we're gonna now, like, fake declutter the makeup. So you can't see all of it, but I have this cart from Michaels that it has 3 tiers, and this is where all my makeup goes, and the top shelf is all my eyeshadow. You can kind of see it. It goes from here to here. You just can't see like the rest of the palettes. But yeah, I'm just going to go through, I think I'm going to start at the side and then move my way down. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So we're going to start off with some hard decisions. Skinny Pigs. This is my Blue Bud palette by Jeffree Star. Looks like this if you haven't seen it. I don't use this very often, except I do love this rose gold here, the Crystal Flush shade. I really like that one, and the white shade Cullinan. I really don't use this palette that much because I'm not doing as many blue toned looks or anything. I mean, I never really did them in the first place too much, but I haven't had a chance because with work and everything. So I have this. I don't think I would get rid of it just because it's so much money that I had spent, but I don't support Jeffree Star anymore and I don't really use this too much, but I would still keep this. And this is the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, which are 2 names that shall not be spoken of anymore. Looks like this if you haven't seen it. This palette I don't really use too much. If anything, I use it for specific shades, but I don't use it together, if that makes sense. Like, there's not too many looks I can do with the different shades in here together. I kind of reach into it like, oh, I want like a hot pink, or I like just the Theory shade for rose gold. I like this Diet Cola shade. I really like Sleep Paralysis. There's just a few shades in here that I like to grab for. Again, I'm not gonna get rid of this just because it was a lot of money, and even though I don't support either one of them now, I remember I put aside money for this because I knew it was going to come out at some point when they mentioned it. I loved Shane Dawson for years, and I'm very disappointed in everything that came out about him. I'm not going to get too much into it, not that it's not important, but I just feel like I'm not the person to talk about it. But I'm still going to keep this palette though. Same sort of logic for this one. This is the Controversy palette, or the Mini Controversy. It looks like this. Don't use it too much, but again, still going to keep it. This is the Jawbreaker palette, and I do really like this palette as well. I'm not going to get rid of this just because this was a lot of money, and there's a lot of unique shades in here that I don't have. I have a metallic yellow in here, metallic purple, like the bright neon coral F word shade. Ooh, almost dropped it. Yeah, there's just a lot of unique shades in here that I would like to keep this for. And finally, the Alien palette. I love this thing. I know, we don't want to talk about it, but I love this palette. This was the first one I purchased from his brand. I love the shades. I love everything about it. I love it. I'm never going to get rid of this one, even if I don't support the brand anymore. This is the Morphe 35M palette. It's the Boss Mood palette. I got this because of the unique tones in it that I do like, but again, it's just like every Morphe palette. It's very repetitive, and I feel like I only use like this half of the palette. So I think I would declutter this one just because it doesn't call my name or anything, if that makes sense. It's just there, and I kind of have to like force myself to use it. It's the e.l.f. Mad for Matte Jewel Pop palette. Looks like this. I never use this, so I would probably declutter this as well. Same thing goes for the e.l.f. Mad for Matte. This is in Summer Breeze. It's like this. I never use this one either. Same thing goes for the Essence I'm With the Band palette. I did a review actually on my channel for this one. It's not that great. And then I don't know what the heck this brand this is. My boyfriend's mom actually gave this to me. It looks like this. It's good quality, and I have used this a couple times for work and things like that, but I just feel like it's kind of bulky and I probably would declutter it just because I have other shades like it, but it's not bad. This is the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place. I really do like it, but I do think about it and I only kind of like these shimmers here. The rest are pretty, you know, not that special. So honestly, I probably would declutter this, but I would just have a hard time, like, actually decluttering it. The only reason why I'm able to declutter it in this video is because it's hypothetical, but if I was going to actually declutter it, I feel like I couldn't let these 3 shades go. This is the Deuce palette, I believe is how you say it, from Juvia's Place. I love this thing. I would never declutter this. I've heard a lot of people say that this palette is very hard to use, like they don't know how to use it. I have never had an issue with it. I love the combinations I've always done. I love the mint and the purple in here, as well as the rest of the shades, but those are just very unique to my collection. I just love this palette, and I feel like it makes a lot of springy looks, and it reminds me of ice cream for some reason. So I really like this palette. This is the Afrique palette by Juvia's Place. I've heard a lot of bad things about this palette as well. I really like it. I feel like this palette, I'm not very, like, connected to it though. Like, I just said I really like it, but if I had to get rid of it, I feel like I wouldn't miss it for my collection. But I'm not going to actively choose to get rid of it because there are really good shades in here. I kind of feel like I'm limited to doing monochromatic looks because that's just how I do things. Which is pretty easy to do though because there's a matching shade for almost everything. Like there's a green matte for the green shimmer, the red matte, or with the red shimmer like the burgundy. There's a blue for the blue. It's pretty easy to mix and match shades here. Or not mix and match, but you know, match them to be monochromatic. So it's not hard to use, just like if I wanted to mix the shades, like the different colors, it's kind of difficult for me, if that makes sense. This is the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. I would not get rid of this palette. I really love this. I would never have thought of combining these colors because peaches and they're very warm and terracottas, and then the grays, I would never think to combine them together. But it's very unique and I really do love the combinations I've done with it. Again, I usually do stick to being monochromatic, like I do only a peach look or only a silver look. But there's been times where I've used like the warm toned shades in the crease and then put a silver in the inner corner and things like that, and it's just really unique and cool looking. This is the LA Girl Break Free eyeshadow palette. So this is the This Is Me one. It's the butterflies. This is actually what I have on my eyes today. I've had it on for a little while though. I really like this so far. I haven't had too many chances to use it. I can get it open. But it's very pretty. Absolutely love it. The one that's on my lid right now is this shade here. Yeah, but I just really love it, and I kind of am very tempted because it's my favorite color to use this shimmer here. I really like it. I haven't had too many chances to use it yet, but so far so good. I'm very much enjoying this palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Mimosa palette. I would not get rid of this. I really love it. I feel like a lot of the looks honestly kind of come out the same because it's just like such a similar color story. But to be honest, I don't mind. I love it every time I use it. It makes the most perfect corally looks, and it's just so summery. This is perfect for summer. I just love this palette. This shimmer up here, Pop, is unbelievable. I love it so much. I also like the shade Bubbly. It's very sparkly. I love this palette. I'm very happy with it. This is the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette from Five Below. I feel like it's a Huda Beauty palette dupe. Could be wrong though, and I couldn't tell you which one it is, but it's very pretty and it's pretty good considering it's $5 from Five Below, and I kind of sketched out about their makeup for a long time. But it's pretty good. I have no complaints about it, but it's not special enough for me, so I probably would declutter this, honestly. This is the Prodigy palette by Sample Beauty. It looks like this. There is a lot of standout shades in here for me, but then again, it's the same situation where I don't know how to match the shades. And I probably could go without this palette, so I would probably declutter it if it came down to it. Absolutely love this Moonstone shade right here. It's like duochrome. I love this. I'm not sure how to say it, like Beryl or something. It's probably not that at all. I'm so sorry. But it's very gold. And then I know this is really boring, but I really like this stone shade up here. It's really pretty, but probably would be fine decluttering this if I had to. This is the Midas Cosmetics Flower Bomb palette. I 100% would declutter this. I got it because it was on sale. I can't stand pressed glitters, especially these ones. I've done a couple looks with different pressed glitters. I don't usually like them in general, but I've made it work. I can't make this work. I literally don't like this at all. I feel so bad trashing on an indie brand, but I don't like this palette. I never reach for it just because I always need a shimmer, and all the shimmer, there's no shimmers in here, they're all pressed glitters, and I just don't like it. I'm so sorry. This is the Smoky Glow in Midas Cosmetics palette. I'll be pretty careful because I don't know if you hear that. There's a loose shadow in there. I think I know which one it is, but I'm not messing with it. Being careful. It looks like this. Haven't used this too much either. You know, I've done a lot of neutral looks with it, with the browns and everything, but I haven't really got a chance to use the reds too much. I think I did do a look, though, with Dofa. Could be wrong, but it's pretty good. I just haven't had much of a chance to use it, and I love Hannah from Smoky Glow, so I would not declutter this, just so everyone's aware. This is the Tokyo Harajuku palette by Nomad Cosmetics. I really do like this palette. Again, I haven't used it too much. I usually honestly reach for the bottom row to add to different looks and things like that, because these are the most beautiful shimmers with duochrome in them. The rest of the palette are kind of like satins and mattes. Haven't really reached for it for that reason. I mostly reached for the shimmers, but it's beautiful nonetheless. I would not get rid of this. This is the Menagerie Cosmetics Pastel Pup. It looks like this. I don't think I would get rid of this just because I do think it's very beautiful and it's very staple in my collection for like pastels and things like that. And I love the packaging and everything. It's a Menagerie palette. I always wanted to try them. But if I think about it logically, if it's hypothetical as well, I'm a little bit more hardcore about it. Probably would get rid of this palette just because I haven't used it too much. This is the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless palette in Birds of Paradise. And are you ready for this? If I can get it open. You ready? Bam! It's so pretty. I love this thing. This was literally, I kept staring at it because all the colors are so eye-catching, and I finally picked it up. It's so neon and so bright. I love it. This is amazing. The shimmers are almost like creams. I don't know if you can see with this exotic shade. It's almost like creams. I've not really used the glitters over here, but I do want to try and see if those are ones I can make work. But I just stare at this palette, and I'm like so amazed by Tweet and Cardinal down here. These like bright shades. I'm so intrigued by this palette, and I love to just stare at it. It's like so satisfying to look at, honestly. I sound crazy, but I like to look at this. Also, fun fact about that one, the Birds of Paradise, the episode of Blue's Clues where they're doing the Pride Parade, they have like a video interview thing sort of with a kid and her dad who is gay, and he's doing makeup with her, and they're using that palette, which I was like, I recognized it because I was like, isn't that, I think I own that, and I compared it and it was the same palette, so that was kind of fun. This is the same sort of variation. This is actually the one I got first. This is the Forever Flawless palette in Constellation. I got this from my boyfriend for some sort of occasion. I honestly don't know what, if it was an anniversary, Christmas, I don't remember. But it looks like this. It's very grungy, and I know literally no one knows anything about, you know, the theme of the makeup I'm using, but when I have a NASA t-shirt, and literally every time I wear that NASA t-shirt, I use this palette because it's like space. No one else knows that I do that. Until now, I guess. I don't, like, you know, if you look at me, you don't know that I use like a space-themed palette, but I like it. I did like a bisexual pride theme look once, I think it was last year, or whatever, when I got it. I don't know when the heck I got this thing, honestly. Which, by the way, my nails are bisexual pride. Anyway, it was very beautiful, the look. And everything melted together so well, so I would definitely keep this. It was like, I don't know how to explain it, because this palette is not like creams or anything like the last one, but it's not powdery. It's like, they all melt together. It's so nice. This is the Lime Crime Venus XL2. Looks like this, and I would not get rid of this. I absolutely love this. I always reach for this for work and things like that, and it always gives me such a soft, beautiful look. It's blended together. I feel so pretty when I use this. Like, I feel like I'm in the garden. I love this. This is the Lime Crime Venus 1 Immortalis, I think. I don't really know, honestly. This one. It's supposed to glow in the dark. I've never noticed that, but I kind of wish it did. I need to do a special trick or something. I don't know. But it looks like this. I probably would declutter this one, to be honest. Just because, like, I don't use it too much, and I tend to do the same look. Like, this white and this cream kind of do the same thing for me. I never use a small shade because it doesn't really do anything. Then I guess I do use the other shades, but it's just like, I don't know. I have this elsewhere in my collection, so I kind of would not miss it. This is the Lime Crime Venus 3. Same sort of thing. I'm more connected to this one than the gray one, but I also don't know if I would miss it, because I have used all of the shades in this, but at the same time, it's like the shade kind of doesn't show up too well, because it's more like a topper. I don't even know if I've used this one, to be honest. Beloved, this one in the corner. I don't even know if I used that one, but that's kind of pretty. It's pretty basic, but yeah, I don't know. It's good, but I just feel like I wouldn't miss it. So probably declutter that. This is the Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. I would not declutter this at all. Even if I don't even if I don't use this too often, the colors on this palette are so unique. I can get literally any tone of green or blue I need. Like, I don't have a single other green in my collection that is like this. Mykonos or whatever, however you say it. Also have Anemone and Jellyfish. Like, the different tones are beautiful. I absolutely love this Bora Bora and Bali shades. I don't have those in the Blue Blood palette. So yeah, there's just a lot of unique tones in here. I use it a lot for Christmas, just for the different greens. I love this. This is the Ace Beauté Paradise Fallen palette. Looks like this. I would not lose this either. I would definitely keep this. I love this. I love the top shades, the unique tones of that. Love the purples. I love this palette so much. I'm so happy I got this. I really like she also mix. I don't know if that's, I mean, I guess it's not a palette, you can do it anyway. But usually I try to be monochromatic. But I absolutely love this Orion shade with any of the purple mattes. I just love this palette. All the tones somehow work together. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice. Looks like this. I'm sure you've seen it. Very basic, but I absolutely love it. I love Christmas, so just the fact that this Christmas theme gets me, even if it's boring. I love to reach for this at Christmas time, especially because it just gets me in the mood. If I miss Christmas, because I legit get sad about Christmas sometimes not being here, I use this palette. It's so pretty. I love it, and it smells like gingerbread. I'm smelling it right now and I'm getting sad about Christmas, so we're moving on. This is the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Again, this is fall themed. I absolutely love the purple tones actually and the greens in here. Yeah, I really like this. Nothing really to say, but I wouldn't get rid of it. This is the ABH Subculture palette. Wouldn't get rid of this either. This is what it looks like. I feel like this is like the closest that I've ever hit pan on anything. I haven't hit pan on it, but I got some dips, if you can see that. You probably can't. You're probably looking at me like, what the heck's wrong with you? But it's closer than anything else I have. Everything else looks new. I promise I use it. Not as much as other people probably, but I use my makeup. I do. This is the ABH Sultry palette. Looks like this. I would definitely not get rid of this. It's so pretty and very easy to use for work looks. This is the ABH Jackie Aina palette. I got this for Christmas. I've heard so many good things about this, so I really wanted to try it. I've not used it as much as I definitely should, but every time I've used it, the look has came out beautiful. So I do so far recommend this. I haven't used every shade, but I recommend it based off of everything I've heard on it, as well as what I've used, which I think I've only used, Wigglies, Shookington, but basically like the pinks and purples. I haven't really ventured too far over here. This is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Definitely would not get rid of this. First of all, way too much money. Second of all, I love it. I love cool tones. This is perfect for work. I feel so sultry and classical when I use this palette, and I just absolutely love this palette. I would not get rid of it at all. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is my first like high-end palette. I basically only used drugstore stuff until whenever I bought this. I got it like half off as well with coupons and points and everything at Ulta. It looks like this, I'm sure you know. And I don't know what the heck came over me when I tried to buy this palette, because I was so into this and I was like, I was use it all the time, blah, blah, blah. It does have a lot of different shades. The problem for me is there's barely any mattes at all. And the mattes that you do have, I can't do too much with them, honestly. I don't like mixing them because they're basically just corals and warm browns. So I basically don't reach for this palette, so I would definitely declutter this. This is the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. My boyfriend got this for me. I didn't even know this existed until he got it for me, and I honestly love this palette. It's so good. The pressed glitters on here actually work for me. They're kind of like shimmers. Just gotta pack them on, and yeah, it's beautiful. This palette's very nice. This is the new Classics palette. Nothing special to say about this palette, I guess. I wouldn't declutter it per se, but I also don't think I would miss it in my collection. So in this hypothetical declutter, I guess I would declutter it. It's pretty good. It's just not anything special. It's like something I throw on, you know. But pretty cheap too. This is the SpongeBob and Wet n Wild palette called Nautical Nonsense. It looks like this. I haven't really used this too much yet, to be honest. There are the pressed glitters that I've not tried yet, so I don't really know how those are going to behave. I do know I tried to use this dark green shade, and I didn't really like how it worked. It was kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It didn't really blend very well. Like, it was very dry, and I put it on, and it just kind of stayed where it was put. And then if I blended it away, it kind of blended away. So I didn't really like that one too much. But I think I've also used this orange and the white. That was pretty good. But I have a lot of trying out palettes to do, apparently. Calling myself out in this video. This is the NYX Happy Birthday palette. I believe for a couple years ago in July, this was the free gift at Ulta. I don't use it too much still, but I love this palette. It's so nice. I used it the other day, actually. Looks like this. It's so pretty and it's so nice to throw on for a simple look. You can't really tell honestly in this lighting, but this is a green, pretty like muted sage green, and this is like a red. It's just really nice. So I definitely do like this. I mostly like it for these shimmers down at the end, but yeah, it's very pretty. This is the NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I like this as well. It's not the best quality, but this was the first rainbow palette I had, and I love NYX. Honestly, I don't know why, if I'm ever going to get over that, but NYX is like my favorite brand just in general. Yeah, I don't think I'll get rid of this palette. That lavender shade really is like my favorite. This is the ColourPop Fade into Hue palette. This is pretty new to me, but I would keep it because so far everything is working very well. I did a Pride look. Actually, it's on my Instagram. And so far it's working pretty well. I haven't used majority of the shades quite yet, but because it's fairly new. But it's very nice. Flutter by palette by ColourPop is like one of my new favorites. My favorite colors are like mauve purples, so I absolutely love this. I've used it a lot for work. This is gorgeous and I love it. And the packaging, I really, for some reason, I'm liking butterflies and florals and stuff like that, so this is beautiful. I love this palette so much. I would not get rid of it. This is the Lilac You a Lot palette. To be honest, I don't think I would get rid of this, but I've never used it because I had another one that they gave me and it was shattered when I got it, so this is the replacement that they did give me. Haven't used it yet, but it looks pretty. And again, I love like lavender and lilac, so this is the little Bambi Collection Flower palette. It looks like this, and I've used this as well and really liked how the look came out, so I would definitely keep this. This is the Honey palette. Looks like this. I would not get rid of this at all. I don't have too many yellows in my collection, and when I do, I only have like, you know, certain ones like the neon colors and things like that. So this gives me the more honey tones. Really like the sunburst shade up here. Then I also like how they're all yellow, but then there's some that are more brown, there's some that are more bright yellow, there's some in between. It's very nice. This is the Wild Child palette. It looks like this. I really liked how dark and warm toned this was. I wore this to the zoo because it's fitting, because you know, the giraffe packaging. And yeah, I felt really pretty in it. And I don't know how to explain this. It's fierce. I'm just looking at the shade. Fierce. But it's just really cool. I just feel cool when I wear this. I don't know why. Basic palette, but just like the tones of it. They're pretty cool. Ooh, I love this palette. I'm very excited about this one. This is the In a Trance palette by ColourPop. I love this palette. First of all, literally bisexual colors. Second of all, my favorite colors ever. I love like the lavenders here. I love this mauve color. I love this color up here. I use this all the time. I love it. I definitely do not regret this palette. I love this palette so much. And finally, this is the Child palette, The Mandalorian. I love this palette so much. It's so cute. Lou never watched The Mandalorian. I don't know anything about Star Wars, to be honest. Sorry, you can hate me if you want, I guess. But he was so cute. I love him. I was so excited to get him. And then the inside looks like this. Palette's beautiful. I love it. I've used this for work. I use it actually, I think, for my St. Patrick's Day look, if I'm not mistaken. I use like the sagey greens for it to go to work because I can't really wear like bright and colorful looks to work, but I kind of made this palette work for me where I could use it at work. Yeah, it's just really beautiful. I love this palette. Yeah, that is my hypothetical declutter with me. Let me know down below what palettes that you would probably declutter in your collection. That you don't necessarily have to actually get rid of them, but things that you're kind of like, I could probably live without that palette. And also let me know if you disagree with any of the palettes that I said I would declutter or anything like that. Be interested to know. I know it's been quite a while. I kind of wanted to do like a get rid of me, just rambling. But yeah, it's just been really crazy recently. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you in my next one, whenever that may be. Bye guys!